Alrighty, students, today we're going to be learning about ordering whole numbers. So let's go ahead and get organized. Before we do, we're going to organize our supplemental aid here. We've got our ones and tens and hundred, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. All right, so some vocabulary today is going to be the word greatest and the word least. The word greatest is just a fancy word for smallest. Greatest means biggest. And this one means least means the smallest. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and organize all of these numbers on our supplemental aid here, starting always from the ending to the beginning so that we don't accidentally skip any numbers. All right, so far we have 4 whole numbers. Now we have the number 9,503. That one only has 4 digits, but all the other ones have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the 0 so that that'll make it easier on myself. Now over here, my question wants me to organize things from greatest to least. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So starting with the biggest values in the 10,000s, we have an 8, a 0, a 7, and an 8. Now, we have the greatest numbers, which are 8. And then we have the least number, which is 0. That is very important. So we have 2 8s, so that makes things a little bit more complicated. So we're going to wait a little bit on the 8s. But I know the 0 is the smallest value. So I'm going to call this the least. Once I mark it on the side as the least, I'm going to transfer it over to my paper over here. And I'm going to put my 0, 9, 5, 0, 3. Okay, you don't have to put the 0. You can just cross it out if it's at the beginning. It's up to you. Okay, and we can't put the 84,000 and the 84,000 because we're not sure which one's the greatest one yet. So we're going to focus on another number, the 7. The 7 is not the greatest and it's not the least, but it's closer to the least. So we're going to go ahead and say this is the second least. So right here where the L is, that's the least. Right on top of it is going to be 73,810. Now we have gotten rid of 2 whole numbers, these 2. We already organized them. We don't have to worry about them anymore. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase it so that I'm only going to focus on the last 2. Okay, I have 8 and 8, those are equal. 4 and 4, those are equal. 3 and 3, those are equal. 9 and 0, this one's the greater one. I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over. Okay, and then since I transferred it over, I can erase it, and then I only have 84,305 left. And that's it, boys and girls. We just ordered our numbers from greatest to least. Alrighty, for our next example, we are going to be doing something similar, except this time we are organizing our numbers from least to greatest. Remember, least means the smallest, and greatest means the biggest. Okay, let's start by transferring over our whole numbers onto our supplemental aid. Okay, now we notice that all of the digits have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, except for 48,021. So that means that if I were to put zeros here, that would be the greatest one. I'm going to go ahead and organize this over here. Since it says least to greatest, I'm going to put least to greatest. And I already have my greatest because it was the biggest one. Okay, so we can go ahead and erase that. Okay, so these are all zeros. Then we go 6, 6, 5. The 6's are big and the 5 is small, and we are looking for the least right now. So it's looking like the 5 is the least. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my organizer over here. 5,982. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Now I have these two. Again, the zeros are the same, 6, 2, and then we have 9 and 7. 9 is bigger than 7. So because this is bigger than 7, I do need to understand that I'm looking for the one that's least first. I already have the greatest. I already have the least. I'm looking for the one that's going to be the second least. I'm going to put a 2 and an L so that you know that's the second smallest number. And that's going to be 6,279. And then the third least is going to be 6,297. Alrighty, boys and girls.